Maryland. His girlfriend got a job. He's a mailman, like unironically. He sends me snaps of him delivering the mail. It's really cool. Yeah, from Maryland. I sent a picture of him earlier today, and none of you guys knew who it was. I was like, damn. I know. That's like the sad part. Hello, Mr. VP. All right, we're 1 minute out. I better see everyone not start another friendly. No, I'm gonna start at 6:40, which is like in a minute. Stop rolling from ledge every time. That's a good presentation, actually. This is like, that's definitely gonna be my.
No, one of them was a back air. We gotta hit the back air more often.
All right, I'm gonna go shut down everyone's friendlies, and then I'll come back and start.
Give everyone who starts a new friendly
Hi, everybody. My name is Brohan. I play a character who can zero to death. Wait. My name is Ruchin. I made the coaching.
Hi everyone, my name is Brohan. I played a character. I played a character who kills people at like a very low percentage, and now I'm MAPR,
Can I see this?
and I'm eligible. Yeah, sure.
What are you saying on the microphone?
I'm just saying like I play a character who kills people at very low percentages, and that's.
Oh, you're doing. Ruchit, turn up the mic audio. I want to hear your lovely voice. Is it? I turned it up already. It should be good, Eric. Yo, why are you still looking at the screen, bro? I didn't confiscate. I just unplugged it twice. All right, everybody in this room, I hate all of you equally, okay? So don't think I single anyone out with my hatred.
That's like anti-racism right there.
Anti-racism. See, I'm very inclusive in my hatred. No comment. Okay. All right. All right, I'm actually going to start giving the talk. If you guys could pay attention for a little bit, I'm going to try my best to keep everyone's attention. And I hope it's funny, and I hope you all stay engaged. Feel free to ask questions between slides. Just don't bombard me, please. Okay, so hello, everyone. Welcome to this presentation. I'm glad y'all are here. I appreciate you coming to hear me yap for 25 minutes. I hope we'll have a good time, and I'll talk a little bit about what the point of the presentation is, more so throughout the presentation, but if I can inspire anyone with this big main event coming up for us, I know the MBTA is going to be one of our biggest events of all time. So round of applause to everyone for making it a good event so far. I love to see it, and I hope it just inspires y'all to keep coming to club and making it fun and enjoyable for everybody. So let's get started. I named it Optimal because I want everybody to, hi Luke, I want everybody to try and maximize the time they put into Smash Club, even if it means like just one tournament a week or something. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, contents, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but basically we're going to have the intro, we're going to talk about mentality, we're going to talk about how to balance the game with the rest of your life. I know a lot of y'all have very fulfilling, fruitful lives and totally don't just go to 5 tournaments a week. We'll talk about execution, so how do you actually practice this game? So coming from someone who is has gotten pretty good over the years, how to actually get better instead of just staying the same. We'll do some closing. I'll have some little talking points that we can get us started on some questions, and then we'll do like the Q&A and just kind of talk about next steps. So if anyone here, who I haven't talked to everybody in this room, but if you don't know who I am, my name's Ruchit. My gamer tag is Brohan. I graduated from Northeastern earlier this year. I was a grad student in electrical engineering. I went to UMass Amherst for my undergrad, so I also went there. I compete in tournaments. I have coached players that you guys have probably lost to, so that's honestly my bad. And I also, like I'm on stream right now. I'm an amateur streamer. You know, those are the things I do. I didn't really want to go over and list my accomplishments too much because there's not only a little bit. I feel like enough people here know that I'm probably pretty good at the game. I just put my Smashers app screenshot here. I don't know if any of y'all even know you can even see it well, but I do like this edit my friend Ethan made. I'm only one grab away because I play Luigi and I play a cheater character. So this is kind of ironic. You got the cheater of cheaters here telling you how to get good at this game. So if anyone wants to learn more about my career, please come ask. I will talk about it just in private. But in case you don't think what I say has any value, you know, this was some of my cash fans over the years. So I hope you enjoy these. Some of these are a little trying too hard to aura farm, but I thought, what would people 4 or 5 years younger than me be interested and think, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about? You know, these are a lot of Wally sandwiches, so I'll say that. If you want this is the infinite money glitch to get Wally sandwiches at every nest. I will say too, don't get too caught up in the money. I think Boston is good because a lot of the tournaments are free. You don't have to worry about, like I wanna try really, really hard to get like $20 or something. And you know, that's like a culture that some regions struggle with, but I'm glad Boston doesn't. But yeah, money equals don't get too caught up. All right, let's talk about what is this presentation about. So we have our lovely Aiden Flufflove here. He's pointing towards the slide. And so just a couple talking points is kind of like the flow chart that everyone comes to me with is many people want to improve at Smash. They want to get better results. They want to be good players, but many don't. So there's a lot of people that have been playing for 5-6 years. They have stayed the same, you know, whichever level they're at. And they see people that they were once equal in skill with becoming better than them and completely destroying the people that they're losing to. So I just want to do some justice on how they got there, why you're staying stagnant, why someone else is having a glow up, you know, what goes into that, and what are they doing that you're not, you know, stuff like that. The 4 bullet points on the bottom here are basically questions that I get asked, you know, from coaching people is, how do I actually practice? Already talked about that. How do I approach the mental strain? So, you know, people think of Smash as life or death a lot of the time, and so how do we deal with that? How do players better than me keep going and they barely practice and seemingly barely practice? How do they get better than me? And then if I already mentioned this last bullet point is a good one, is how do I get better at Smash when I actually have a life, a bunch of hinge talking stages, and all the top players that are better than me, they don't have lives, they don't have jobs, you know, what do I do to balance it? I am definitely that player that doesn't have a life. So again, I said the cash fans, so I have credibility. All right, let's talk about this. So let's start with what goes into someone's results. So yeah, this is our friend Ethan here. This is I.
I can't see it. I can't see it from my goddamn screen. I can't see it from this perspective.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure he'll like that. Not everyone in the room can see his picture. All right. So I want to spend the next couple of slides talking about what goes into whether you win or lose in the game, right? So everyone knows the biggest thing is how good are you at the game? How well do you know how to make plays, your combos? How good are you with your character? And I kind of want to pose the question to everyone. Raise your hand if you feel like you've ever lost a match against somebody who was worse than you because of things like cheese, their character was better, or you know the setup had lag, or your controller was like not working well. Raise your hand if you feel like you've lost a set because of that. Awesome. So I will say, like, cheese, matchups, control lag, setup latency, they make a big difference in the result of a match. And I think it's perfectly fine to, you know, when you lose to somebody, you know, tell them that, like, you didn't outplay them and It was all because of stuff that was out of their control. So I think that's kind of like a good place to start is like don't hold yourself accountable for losses ever, and I think you'll kind of go ahead. Now, anyways, now that E-Dog has glowed up, we can actually be serious. So all that stuff is only like a small subset of what goes into your match. I feel like a lot of people, look at what's in front of them, like the controller is weird, or the setup is weird, or like the matchup is bad. I love hearing that. The matchup's hard. The matchup's hard. Yes, all of that matters at top level, but we are not top level players. We are mid-level players. So I would say all that sort of stuff doesn't really matter. And I have a little pie chart in the next slide that will kind of illustrate it. But I will say that even if those things do matter, I'm not saying they don't matter, but I'm saying they're not in your control regardless. And usually your opponent's also dealing with a bad setup or has their own issues that they're coming into like outside of Smash that's going on in their lives. So I'll say a lot of things that people don't consider, and if anything, they kind of brag about performing despite not focusing on these things like rest, managing their stress, satiety. Nevin, if you don't know what that big word means, where is he? It means how full you are. It means how much food you've eaten. Just because I wanted to make sure you knew what satiety meant, okay? And then how much you warmed up. And then how much nerves you had, how nervous you are, you're playing someone that you really want to beat, and then it kind of psychs you out, right? You want to share that with the class, Roy?
Yeah, saturation. Minecraft status.
Nice.
Roy, come on.
All right. So this is the pie chart I was talking about. So I don't want anyone to get too caught up with like the percentages here, but the main thing I want to illustrate is there's more to how well you do in tournaments than how good you actually are, because I want the biggest takeaway from this graph to be half of your results are going to come from actually being good at the game. The other half of your results are going to come from being able to, when you're actually sitting down and playing, to actually play to your best potential. There are a lot of people who are really good at the game in friendlies who suck in tournaments, or just like they can't get past their own mental blocks. I'm sure we can all think of examples. I'm not here to call out anyone specifically, but I'd say a lot of it is warming up, having a good mentality, and then also coming in rested with a lot of sleep, coming in with a lot of meals, nutrition, stuff in your system that can actually help you like think. And if you're getting shit on for, there you go. You get the what is that? Biscuits or granola bar? What? Nice. Yeah, see, like even stuff like that over an empty stomach. And like I was saying earlier, is people love bragging. It's like, oh, Ruchit, I did well. I didn't have anything to eat today, but I still got top 4. I'm like, okay, you could have gotten top 1 or just saved yourself a lot of time, So I think a lot of people like to flex that they do well without eating, or they did well with 2 hours of sleep, but I don't think that's as much of a brag as people think. Any questions so far? Because I'm going to be going into something else now. But yeah, main takeaway is I want you guys to understand that half of being good is also being able to sit down and play to your best potential consistently.
Wait, Richard, how'd you get that pie chart?
You can just like insert a pie chart into PowerPoint.
Yeah, but where'd you get the data from?
You just make an Excel sheet and link it, so you can just put like 50%. Oh, so actually in my speaker notes, I wrote, if you're wondering the source of these percentages, none. I am the source.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, after all the years, and then also like coach plenty of players, and I can see what like works and what doesn't. This is just kind of, like I said, this is why I said don't worry so much about the percentages here. All right. So we're gonna talk about balancing hobbies and competition now. I wanted to kind of structure this slide just by starting with a reality check, going into kind of like guessing what your guys' follow-up comments would be. So I'll start with the reality check. There will always be better circumstances for you to play in. You can always have more hours of sleep. You can always have less work. You can always have more food in your system, or you can always have someone not heckling in the back of your ear when you're trying to play, or someone pushing you in the chair. So, but I would say like one of the things that people don't like to hear is your opponent probably has worse situations than you that you just don't know about. So while you're focusing on like, oh, I only got 2 hours of sleep, like they're probably going through something really bad, and they also have stuff to deal with that you don't really like understand in the moment. And I'd say like a good player who does everything else well, but only had like 3 hours of sleep is probably still going to beat someone who had 8 hours of sleep, but like doesn't do any of the stuff I'm about to talk about, right? Justin's in chat and he said, just got here, what the hell?